Now that we have our action methods for all the three functionalities, cancel order, ship order, and start processing, let's add that inside our details view. If we scroll down, we will have the buttons for that. We have update order, let's ignore that. Right now, we want start processing, ship order, and cancel order. We need to add the logic of when these buttons should be visible. Start processing should be visible if the current status is approved. So we'll add the if condition and we'll say if model dot order header dot order status is equal to web constants dot status approved. So if the order is approved, then we have to display the button to start processing of the order. I'll copy the if condition and paste it here. Next, we have the button, which will be ship order. Ship order should be enabled if the current status is in process. Once the order is in process, the next status will be to ship the order. Now, when will cancel order be enabled? It should be enabled every time unless the status of the order is either refunded or cancelled. So I'll paste the if condition one more time here and we'll close it right here. We'll change the status. So if the status is not equal to refunded, it should be not equal to, make sure you change that. And we'll copy this and paste it one more time with an AND condition, and it should not be equal to cancelled. If that is the case, then we will display the cancel order button. When we click any of these buttons, then we need to call the post action methods for each one of these. Let's work on the start processing. We are already inside a form. If you can see, it ends here, but the post action method name is different than details. For start processing, the action name for HTTP post is, if we go to order controller, it is start processing. So we'll copy that. We'll go to our details. Right here, we need to define what we had to do if the post action method is different than the view name. First thing, we have to define the form method here to be post, and then we need the form action. If you do not want form action, you can also use the ASP action tag helper, and we will just paste start processing. I will copy this. I'll paste it for the next button we have, which is ship order. Let's go back and copy ship order and paste it in action name. We'll have to do that same thing for our cancel button. We have the form method post already written there when we got the template, so we'll just copy the action name, which is cancel order. Perfect, this looks good. Let me save this and run our application. Let me create a new order to work with all of these. If we go to our order management and if we go down, we have the 6th transaction which we created. In here, let me go to details. Great, we can see the transaction ID and order total is 55. Let's go to Braintree to see what's the status. So we are on Braintree and we have the transactions. If you go to transactions, you will be able to see all of the transactions. Let's just do a search here. And we have the $55 transactions with the transaction ID. The status of that is settled, as you can see here. Let's go back and let's first start processing the order. Once we start processing the order, if we go back, you can see the status has been updated to processing. So that's good. If we go back to the details, we also have the order status here. It shows processing. Let's ship the order. Once the order has been shipped, if we take a look, it's shipped here, and now we do not see any buttons. Next button that we see is to cancel an order if something's wrong and they want to refund it. So let's see what happens when we actually cancel the order. Alright, let's take a look at the status here. It shows as refunded. Let's see if it was actually refunded. So right here, we'll go to the transactions again, and let's examine all the transaction. We'll scroll down, and you can see we have given a credit of $55, and it has been submitted for settlement on the same Visa card that we have here. If we take a look at this ID, the transaction ID that we refunded ends in B6W. Let's examine our refund request. If we go here and if we scroll down, you can see the refund transaction has the exact ID. So with this, our refund is working as expected, and you can see all of the transactions. Last thing that remains is if they go inside the order and update any of the order details. Let's do that in the next video.